Jesus Christ, this is like unbearable. Like, I'm not even visible. I'm the sun. It's awful. I changed the color.
Hey there.
There, that's better. It's not any better.
Do you have anything you want to bring this week, or are you all good?
I watched 2 Medea movies.
No, Jesus. Wow.
I do or did like Sofia Vergara's part in Medea Goes to Prison. I did like that one.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to What the Hell Should I Watch? I'm Steve Stebbing.
And I'm Chloe Stebbing.
And we are the weekly rundown of what we're watching, which may become what you're watching. And we come at you every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time on stevestebbing.ca. And this week, we can talk about a movie that I promised last week that we've both seen. I've done some extra press for it that I'll talk about later as well. But also a movie that I think Warner Brothers was expecting to be a little film, but ended up becoming a very big film for them, which is a good surprise. And I think it's a surprise that wins out, as well as I got a couple of home releases that I finally got to go through a bit. So I brought them to the show this week. And let's just dig into it right now. All right, fresh for your eyeballs this week. And let's just say that the video game movie field has a lot of downfalls rather than celebrations. And honestly, when going into this film, I thought it was going to be super annoying and I would hate it. But the one I went with would enjoy it a lot. So hopefully I can live through Hannah's feelings on it. This is a Minecraft movie.
4 misfits are suddenly pulled through a mysterious portal into a bizarre cubic wonderland that thrives on imagination. To get back home, they'll have to master this world while embarking on a quest with an unexpected expert crafter. Starring Jason Momoa, Jack Black, Danielle Brooks, Emma Myers, and Sebastian Hansen. Directed by Jared Hess. How is it unexpected? How is it an unexpected? How is Steve unexpected?
I don't know. I love IMDb write-ups sometimes because sometimes they're just so far off of the pulse of what the hell's going on. And I would have loved to have given Hannah's review this week, but they became far too overstimulated to give one. But hopefully I'll get one for the Blu-ray release. But I will say that they definitely enjoyed it a lot. And it was like going to the movie with the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Because it was just like all the time. And giving me all the references and everything. But I feel like you would know a lot of the references as well, right? Because
I've been playing Minecraft since I was 12.
Right.
So that's 12, almost 13 years.
So I don't even want to give any of the spoiler stuff away because I think you'll like a lot of them because I know Hannah thought that a lot of them were cool. They were even pointing out cameos from people that they recognize that are associated with Minecraft. So there's a lot of cameos like that.
Like YouTuber cameos?
Yes, and Mojang cameos. Like Hannah knew, like even like developers and stuff. Like Hannah knew. I don't know. I don't know enough about the Minecraft world, but Hannah knows a lot. And like even like seeing the Mojang Studios thing at the beginning, Hannah was like, "Yes." You know what I mean? Like, was super pumped. It was like when we went to go see Sonic the Hedgehog and the Sega thing came up.
Yeah.
But I feel like the zaniness that is Jared Hess, like even like, because I didn't know that Jared Hess was the filmmaker on this movie till literally a few months before this came out. So I was like, maybe this would work, because Jared Hess is a guy that did Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite and Gentleman Broncos, all like these weird, kooky films in comedy that kind of set themselves apart. They're like almost like the dumb Wes Anderson in a certain sense,
Okay.
especially with art direction. He does a really great job with art direction. So he's kind of like maybe the outside perfect choice to do this one. And it's the second collaboration with Jack Black after Nacho Libre, of course, which was released 19 years before this film. Almost 20 years ago, Nacho Libre came out. That's wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild. Besides the actors that you listed off in this movie, Jennifer Coolidge is in this movie, and she is always funny. It feels
I
like
love her. Yeah.
she's amazing. We and I'll bring it up way later in episodes, but we just started White Lotus.
Okay. I've been thinking about it.
It's so good, Chloe. It's so good. I'm gonna bring you into this show eventually, but she always seems to be like seems like she's working on her own script. And I really love that. And she kind of continues that in this movie. There's a lot of funny lines from her. Rachel House, she's only in this movie in voice of the villain of the film, but she's a New Zealand actor that usually works with Taika Waititi. She was in Thor Ragnarok. She's Jeff Goldblum's right hand. I forget what her name is in that. She's the one with the melting stick. She's very, very, very funny actress. So she's the villain in this. Really funny delivery and all the lines. Of course, because they work together in Gentleman Broncos. Jermaine Clement is in this for a really quick role. He's like a storage locker place owner. He like auctions off for storage lockers. And then Brett McKenzie is in it apparently too, but I couldn't really pick him out of the credits. And Jared Hess himself actually provides a voice in the movie that I thought was really, really funny. But I mean, he's got a good resume at the beginning of his career, because Napoleon Dynamite was great, Nacho Libre was fun, and Gentleman Broncos is a really great movie that just didn't have the legs on it. Like, I think it became more of a cult hit later. But he has made some crap, because the Zach Galifianakis movie Masterminds, besides a few funny scenes, is just not a good movie. But it was shot by Enrique Chediak, who is a Uruguayan. I think he's a Uruguayan filmmaker. He shot 127 hours, and something that would interest you, he shot 28 weeks later, and he shot The Maze Runner.
It's a very odd
I mean, obviously he has a lot
portfolio.
more. Yeah, obviously I cherry picked 3 favorites, right?
Okay.
Or 3 ones that I thought would be important to this show, especially with 28 weeks later and Maze Runner. I'll always bring Maze Runner related things to the show for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And Divergent, Allegiant, Insurgent, Detergent. I need other gent words. Allegiant. Yeah. That was actually one, I think.
Yeah. No, that was the planned one that didn't happen, wasn't it?
No, Allegiant got made. I don't know what the one it was going to be after it. Perspirant. I don't know. It's something like that. I have no idea. But honestly, this movie was way better than I thought it would be. Not being a Minecraft fan at all, like getting the basis of the game, sure, but I feel like they have fun in this world. The script is ridiculous and made me laugh a bunch. Jason Momoa might be my favorite piece about this. His character, the garbage man, he won a video game competition in 1989 and has been basically riding that wave of fame to present day. So he's just really just like a burnout piece of shit that thinks way too highly of himself.
Okay.
And it's really funny. Like I think he does such a great job. I think Jason Momoa works really well in comedy, and he should do it more because he's really funny. Funny enough, this film was originally supposed to be directed by Sean Levy, who did Deadpool and Wolverine. He did Free Guy. He did Real Steel, Night at the Museum. But he left the project after disagreements with the Minecraft developers, seemingly Mojang Studios, because they did not like his ideas for what he wanted to do with the story and stuff. So
Okay.
I think it's lucky they went with a quirkier direction. So I don't know. This movie worked to me. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've been hearing that it's been doing really, really well, which I am
Mm-hmm.
surprised about. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it yet. Um, but I mean, obviously, like being a kid who grew up with Minecraft, I'm really happy to see it succeed
Yeah.
on the big screen. Because, like you said earlier, video game to movie adaptations usually do not do well. But the biggest media coverage that I've seen of this film is audience reactions and people just absolutely going batshit insane.
Mm-hmm.
And like the cops are coming and like people are getting assaulted. Like I don't know what's going on with that. But
I also will say that stay through the credits to the very end. There is a scene at the very very end. And yeah, I mean, they Warner Brothers projected this movie to make between $50 and $55 million, and it ended up making $157 million. So, I think it's safe to say we will see a sequel for this film. So, good on them. Mojang has a theatrical franchise now, so good for them. All right, let's move on to the film that we've been holding on to for a couple weeks now, but we can finally talk about it. This is the new film from Michael Angarano. He also stars in it. This is Sacramento.
an energetic and free spirited young man convinces his longtime friend who settled into domestic life to go on an impromptu road trip from Los Angeles to Sacramento. Starring Angarano, Michael Cera, Kristen Stewart, Maya Erskine, AJ Mendez, Iman Karam, and Rosalind Chow. Written and directed by Michael Angarano.
I probably jumped the gun on this one because I had that interview booked, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, well, it's that week then." Like just thinking, like, "Okay, yeah, like it's imminent, so let's go." But yeah, more on that later. There's such great effortless chemistry between all of the cast members in this movie. I mean, easily between Maya and Michael Angarano because they're married in real life. But I also thought for the quick scenes they share together, Kristen Stewart and Michael Cera are a believable couple in it.
Yeah. It's weird seeing them together
It
though.
is really weird seeing them together because I don't think they've ever done a movie together as far as my knowledge goes. But in your mind, it kind of like Mandela effects feels like they should have done a movie together. Like they occupy that indie darling.
Sphere.
Yeah, they really do. So you thought that they would have collided at some point. I also Michael Angarano has another film called Avenue that he made in 2019. It's on Tubi. It's one I want to check out after this one just to see the progression of filmmaking because this one kind of like A Real Pain and Bob Trevino likes it. It's like a nice film. Like it feels like there are stakes, um, but it's more like growth. It's not like
Yeah.
dire stakes. It's not like life or death. It's just
It's
like
character development.
yeah, like one character needs to grow up and the
Yeah.
other one needs to fucking relax. Fucking just like I
Stop.
love how they do his Glenn's hypertension, like the plate
Yeah.
break in the beginning, where he just snaps the
Yeah.
plate. It's just certain things that really make me laugh. And Ricky looks like a completely checked out like
Aloof.
mess.
Yeah.
Socks and sandals
Constantly. That's
as
all he ever wears.
a choice, and I mean some heavy stunt work by Michael Angarano, a lot of running in socks and sandals, like climbing. Like
Yeah.
that's a bold choice. A bold choice to give your character when you have to do so much physical stuff. Um but yeah, I don't know. This film just does feel like a breath of fresh air. It's got a message of men's mental health at like kind of at its core. Like it's acknowledging it, whether it's trying to prompt you to figure out your own shit. It just knows it needs to figure out its shit.
Yeah.
As small and as and you know, a bit obviously as they are, but at the same time, it's also another indication that men will do anything but go to fucking therapy.
Yeah.
Even going to therapy and doing it wrong.
Yeah. Becoming the therapist.
Right? Like
Yeah.
you are no ability equipped to do this shit. I don't know. I think it's a nice film. I don't think it's gonna really make a huge mark as far as audience wise.
No, I don't think so.
I think you're gonna come across this film and decide to watch it. I don't think you're actively seeking out Sacramento, though it is a nice film and a recommendable film.
Yeah, like my immediate impression after watching it was this was a nice experience. This was a nice, easygoing film. But like you said, I don't think it's going to make a huge impact on
Mm-hmm.
audiences. And I don't think a huge swath of people are going to seek it out.
Yeah, it's an experience film, I think,
Yeah.
of taking this journey between these two dudes in that means a lot more to the filmmaker than um, a casual viewer.
Yeah.
You
And
and
see,
I will
like,
get something different, but a
yeah.
casual viewer is just so easily disposable. So,
Yeah. And I do love that. Like I do like it when filmmakers make movies for themselves, like because they wanted to make that movie, because they enjoyed making that movie or that movie meant something to them. I don't think that every movie has to be watched by millions of people in
no,
order to have value.
no, yeah, it's a special little character film that I mean, even that small intimate cast as well. Like it's just it's for a small audience for sure. All right, I got one left here, and this is going to be so much fun to see Chloe go through these names because it's a Vietnamese film. But this was part of my package from Kino Lorber of Oscar hopefuls that I got near the end of last year. This is called Inside the Yellow Cocoon Shell.
A man returns to his hometown where he's haunted by past memories and desires. Starring Lee Fong Vu, Nguyen Thi Truc Kyun, Nguyen Thin, and Vu Ngoc Man. Written and directed by Pham Thien An. I tried.
This is Theon On's debut film that
Okay.
he, like you said, wrote and directed. Uh, he looks pretty young. I think he's in his early 30s. And this film, his first film, it won the Cannes Film Festival Camera d'Or Award, which is one of their, it's not the Palme d'Or, it's the Camera d'Or. But the previous winners have included films like Beasts of the Southern Wild, Hunger, Me and You and Everyone We Know, and Stranger Than Paradise, which are all incredible films that I absolutely loved watching. Just like mesmerizing films. Beasts of the Southern Wild is pretty heavy in subject matter, so is Hunger, but they're just really great watches. And because this film is like the quietest piece of cinema you will ever see. Like it is such a stay back and reserved and just watch your screen, just watch like long takes of like kind of like dormant action of this guy returning home and just having all the memories of why he kind of left and everything present. There's so much beauty in every frame that it very much is an art piece. A minute under 3 hours long.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it is really, really long, and it's like I said, it's a snail's pace for storytelling, with just like the faintest whisper of a plot, but the atmosphere of the whole experience feels so serene that you just kind of float with it. I don't know. It's I've seen shorter films that were more boring than this film. This film still managed to keep me interested and keep me engaged with this character's story. And yeah, like I said, every moment of this film is just absolutely beautiful. So really, really took me away on that. All right, let's move on to stuff that you can get on physical disc now. Yeah, these have been out for a little bit, but I just put them on recently, and I decided I really wanted to give them an extra little focus because I believe both of these I brought to the new to the library segment, but I don't really talk about them. The first one is just a fascinating documentary that I wish I saw when it came out. This one's called American Movie.
Documentary about an aspiring filmmaker's attempts to finance his dream project by finally completing the low-budget horror film he abandoned years before, starring Mark Borchardt and Mike Shank, directed by Chris Smith.
Chris Smith is relevant now because he got a really big documentary boost with Netflix when he made Tiger King, which was
Okay.
released during the pandemic and became like everybody's obsession, right? But it really bugs me because I should have known who Chris Smith is because this movie came out like 1999 and is like kind of the wild story of this middle America dream auteur that wants to finish this horror movie he made that is called Coven. Like it's called, he calls it Coven, but it's written Coven. Like if you saw it read out, it's Coven, but he's determined. Mark Borchardt is determined this is Coven. And that movie's actually on this 4K edition. So you can also, like, after the movie, you can watch his short film. But to see just like his attitude, his kind of never say die, and pushing everyone to their limits, pushing his own family to their financial limits to get this film made is really funny. And to do this alongside one of his best buddies, this Mike Shank, who is like the most hilarious burnout that you're ever going to see. Sadly, he passed away a few years ago from cancer, but he's my favorite moments on this screen. He's, obviously a former burnout and a total, he's a former addict, like a gambling addict as well, that they catch him playing scratch and wins here and there. And it's like a really funny slice of life film. And they don't really make films like this anymore. And I'm glad I have it now on 4K, but I'm bummed out that I never knew about this film. I knew the title, but I never picked this one up and watched it. And I really, really, really should have. But it's really solid. Next up is arguably one of the greatest TV shows ever made, or at least one of the greatest crossover of 90s, 2000 shows ever. This is The West Wing.
Inside the Lives of Staffers in the West Wing of the White House, starring Rob Lowe, Moira Kelly, Dule Hill, Allison Janney, Richard Schiff, John Spencer, Bradley Whitford, Martin Sheen, Janelle Maloney, Stockard Channing, Joshua Malina, Mary McCormack, Jimmy Smits, Alan Alda, and Kristen Chenoweth. Created by Aaron Sorkin.
So I don't know. You probably know about West Wing because of like Family Guy or something like that, right?
I'm aware of it, and I knew some of the cast. Like I knew that Rob Lowe was in it,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and I feel like I've repeatedly learned what this show is, but then I forget, and I always think that it's a hospital show.
Yeah, I know. This is like the only. I mean, Veep came later, but this is like the dedicated White House show, the only one that I know of. Like this show, this is the show dedicated to the staff of the White House. I believe President Bartlett, which is Martin Sheen's character, is a Democrat, so it's like it's a Democrat White House, and just like a damn solid show with really great actors. Aaron Sorkin writes the hell out of a script. He is like the creator of the Walk and Talk because their sets were big and lavish, so they're able to do like a whole hallway walk and do that kind of those kind of scenes. And yeah, I mean, episode 1 grips you because they're still talking about and arguing about things that we're still arguing about now. They're still arguing about religious rights. They're still arguing about abortion. They're still like all of these things are still so relevant. And honestly, to watch it now feels like almost like a calming like aloe vera to like the daily burn of like shitty White House like releases and executive orders and Carolyn Levitt and just all this crap that we have to deal with. Trump telling reporters that that's the stupidest question I've ever heard when she's asking about tariffs and stuff like that. So
You
it's
don't
like,
believe in tariffing penguins?
yeah, right. Pay them. My penguin friend and penguin lessons are both getting tariffed now.
What?
Those movies are now being tariffed. You can't watch them in the US unless you pay a 25% tariff.
Yeah.
Because tariffs only hurt the Americans.
Yep. Dumbasses.
So stupid. It's so stupid. But anyway, the West Wing is like a great watch, especially right now. And it's not streaming anywhere. You can't find it anywhere. The only place you can get it is on Blu-ray.
Oh damn.
So
they're censoring it.
Yeah, they're censoring. They don't want you to see what a well-running White House looks like. Bring the West Wing back. Anyway, I got stuff that you can easily stream right now. That's right, the streaming pile this week. I have some international HBO. This time, last time, City of God, it's not streaming anywhere. You can't get it here. But you can get this one, and you can stream it in Canada as well without any weird firewall. This one's My Brilliant Friend.
A woman recounts the lifelong friendship and conflicts with a girl she met at primary school in Naples during the early 1950s. Starring Gaia Gerace, Margarita Mazzucco, Alba Rohrwacher, and Irene Marino. Created by Saverio Costanzo, based on the Neapolitan novels by Elena Ferrante, available on Crave.
So this show is, I think it just ended at season 4. Like it's completed its run. And I was hearing slight rumblings every time a season, like when the sequential seasons came out, 2, 3, and then the final season, I kept hearing rumblings about like, this is one of the best shows that nobody's watching. This is one of the best dramas nobody's watching. This is one of the best coming of age stories that nobody's watching. And I'm a real sucker for international cinema, as I mean, as you know, as anybody that watches the show knows, I like, it doesn't matter what country it comes from. I'm going to try to check it out. And I found this one very interesting just because it's basically following 2 very different characters in a very tumultuous time growing up and following them very closely. And it gives you a glimpse of a life that I would never understand. And Alba Rohrwacher is so phenomenal in this show. I think she's probably my favorite piece of it. And I don't think they're related, but director Alice Rohrwacher, who just did La Chimera a couple of years ago, she directs 2 of the episodes. I believe it's episode 4 and 5 of season 1. And I don't know, good character work will always keep me engaged in any medium. And that's kind of the theme this week, because Inside the Cocoon Shell has good character work, although being very stilted in its storytelling, and Sacramento as well. So I'm not going to bring up Minecraft when it comes to character building, because it's a little bit different building. But yeah, I really like this show, and the production value is also really, really good, because the attention to detail of the time period, I think, is phenomenal. And I think HBO produced this through a bunch of international television companies and stuff. So it's like a co-production, I think, through 4 different mediums. So the fact that we actually did get it on Crave is pretty interesting to me. All right, let's move on to what I just put in my library this week. It's right, new to the library, and this one was a stab in the dark. I was needing to fill up my allotment of movies to grab for the month, and I came across this one. It's called All You Need Is Blood. This one is a zombie comedy,
Okay.
essentially, with the main character who has a zombified dad that decides that I want to become a filmmaker and use the zombie dad to make my film. And of course, everything goes kind of wacky shack. This movie has the 90s being kept alive and well because Mena Savari from American Beauty and American Pie is in this, and Eddie Griffin from Malcolm and Eddie and Undercover Brother. He's in this one as well. And when I shared that I got this one on my Instagram, Mena Savari actually shared it as well. So I got that celebrity bump.
Uh, uh, uh.
Thanks, Mena. I appreciate it. I had such a crush on her, like such a huge crush on her in the 90s. But anyway, I digress. Moving on, I also got Black Dynamite season 1, the Adult Swim show. Um, this one came out in like 2011. I think I maybe heard of this one in passing, but I never checked it out. And which is odd for me because I really love the original movie that this one's based on with Michael J. White, which is like a spoof on blaxploitation movies, but it's just so well done. And I still kind of quote it here and there because it's just ridiculous. But the entire cast of that movie reprised their roles for the animated series. And Adult Swim always does an entertaining animated series. I don't think there has been much they've done where I didn't like it. Hell, I even like Super Jail, and that show was insane. Like insane. I can't even describe what that show is about. And it's not about it's about a super jail, but it's not really about a super jail. I don't know. I also received Imaginary Heroes. This is a really great film. It's got Sigourney Weaver, Jeff Daniels, and Emile Hirsch in it. Michelle Williams is in this one too. And it was honestly one of my favorite films from what I call my video store guy era, like mid 2000s, where I worked at a video store. I used to recommend the shit out of this movie. Like, if someone was looking for a good drama, have you seen Imaginary Heroes? Like, I was all over this movie. I think this guy has only done this movie, never did another movie again, which is super disappointing. I owned it on DVD before requesting the Blu-ray, but I figured I need the upgrade because it's just a damn good movie. So I really enjoyed that one. So of course I had to get it. And lastly, this is an old Richard Dreyfuss film from the mid 70s. And he plays a film director, a once prominent film director in the 1930s, who has to kind of roll with the times and decides to switch gears in filmmaking to making silent porno films. Took a turn there. Yeah.
Yeah.
This film is actually the first big major role for Bob Hoskins. Do you know who Bob Hoskins is? He was amazing. He was one of, like, you go back and watch Mona Lisa. That's probably my
I
favorite performance of his.
I know who Bob Hoskins is because of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes, which is another one of his amazing performances. Eddie Valiant is one of the best performances of any actor
Yeah,
in the 80s. That
because
that
he's performing with
with nothing,
nobody most of the time.
and doing it so well.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend Mona Lisa. Like, I think you would really like Mona Lisa, actually.
Okay.
But Richard Dreyfuss has on more than one occasion claimed that this is his favorite film of his entire career. So I have not seen the film myself. I'm really looking forward to checking it out. It's John Byram's debut film. He wrote and directed it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Because when I saw it on the list, I did a quick Google of it. I'm like, ooh, this sounds really interesting. So I'm excited to bring back to the show at a later point. Speaking of bringing things back to the show, I got a couple of shows that I finished off. That's right. Now that it's over, the first one, I'm already sad, having just finished it and getting to the show way too late. I'm already sad that this show got canceled before it really had a chance to shine, and it only got one quick season. This is Paper Girls.
Four young friends' paper routes are disrupted on Hell Day 1988 when they unknowingly time travel to 2019. While searching for a way home, they come face to face with their adult selves and learn how to work together to save the world. Starring Cameron Jones, Riley Leigh Nellett, Sophia Rosinski, Fina Straza, and Adina Porter. Created by Stephanie Folsom, based on the comic series by Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chiang. Available on Prime Video.
Yeah, genre shows either have to be a massive hit or they're just going to get canned.
Yeah.
That's why I was surprised that Them got a second season. I have no idea about a third season, but I'm surprised it got a second season. And I feel like halfway into Paper Girls, you feel like it's not going to get another season, which is all the more disappointing when you get to that final episode and you know that there's not more. I really dig it. I like the chemistry with the girls. I like that Mac like almost looks exactly like John Connor, which is like more time travel stuff. I love time travel if you do it well, or if you have a cool quirk to it. I also love people meeting their future self. I find a real big kick out of shit like that. And I don't know, there's just something quirky about this. I love the comic series a lot. Brian K. Vaughan has been a writer that I've always gravitated towards when it comes to comics. I'm really bummed that I took so long to get to this show. And that comes to it comes to another show later that I was way too late on as well. And only because there's a certain actor in it. I'll give a hint. It was Resident Evil. I'll talk about it in a later episode. But Ali Wong is in this for a quick little bit, and so is Nate Cordry. And I feel like if we got another season, we would have had more time with those characters, because I feel like it is very short with them, and I feel like they have such a broader story to tell. But I don't know. This shows that genre things are hard to keep going, especially when
Yeah.
it comes to people making the big decisions. And also shows that are led by girls have a real hard time of keeping alive. I'm surprised that Yellow Jackets is in its third season. And
Yeah.
it's only in its third season because it caught like a windfall of cult success and took
Yeah. Like
off.
there's one show just off the top of my head that fits that bill, like female lead mostly, um genre. I think it counts as genre.
Mm-hmm.
That was canceled after one season, and that's the Netflix show adaptation of The Mist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I really enjoyed that show, and I caught on to it way too late, and by the time I did, it was already like, oh, it's been canceled.
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah.
originally it was Spike TV
Was it?
that made that one. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So then Netflix bought the rights to it, I think. It
Okay.
got 2 seasons, right?
I think it just got one.
Did it just get one? Okay.
I think it just got one.
I'll have to look into that one. But yeah, I don't know. But then a show out of nowhere will catch wind, and all of a sudden you have 4 seasons of From.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like, whoa, where did that come from? So I don't know. It's just weird stuff. I don't know how the TV algorithm works anymore. Ratings are just so fleeting. You have no idea what
Yeah.
streaming numbers are. So I don't know. And they're renewing stuff before a season's even air. So I don't know about that either. Uh, but yeah, Paper Girls is fun. Even though it's just one season, I say give it a chance. A show that just finished its first season, but it's getting a season 2. I'm excited to talk about this one and finish it up. And also, it is a main part of the DC comic universe right now. This is Creature Commandos.
A group of non-human criminals comprised of an anthropomorphic weasel, a robot, the Bride of Frankenstein, a radioactive skeleton, and their human leader are tasked with stopping an evil sorceress. Featuring the voices of Indira Varma, Sean Gunn, Alan Tudyk, Zoe Chow, David Harbour, and Frank Grillo. Created by James Gunn.
So if they're going to have a season 2, they're going to have to replace a few members now. Because now that I'm wrapping this up, there are deaths in this show. James Gunn can't get you through without killing some people off. That's just the way he rolls. And it's unpredictable, and it might be a favorite, it might not. But he did a solid job with this cartoon. It's violent as all hell. It's funny, really, really funny, but it also breaks your heart multiple times with character backstories. Like the Weasel's backstory is tragic. Did you see the Suicide Squad? The one where
The Suicide
the
Squad?
Suicide
No.
Squad, the one with
No.
Idris Elba and John Cena.
No.
For gore, I highly recommend it. And laughs. Like, it's a fun movie. But Sean Gunn's character in it is a weasel. He's got like bug eyes. He's just like, he looks like a rabid little monster. But they said that he ate a whole classroom of children. Well, the backstory tells the story, and that's not exactly how it happened. It's a more heroic story, and then becomes tragic. And James Gunn just can do it so well. He can play your heartstrings really well, and I just don't understand the internet's hate for him. I really don't get it. I think he's the best thing to happen to the DC universe since Richard Donner in 1981 or 1979 with Superman. Or Tim Burton with Batman, or Nolan. Okay. He's just one of those good things for the studio is all I'm trying to say. But I'm excited for season 2. Frank Grillo's character, Rick Flag Sr. in this, he's going to be an antagonist in the upcoming Superman movie. And he's going to be the antagonist coming after John Cena in season 2 of Peacemaker, which I am so excited for. They started sharing little videos of Peacemaker, and I fucking love that show. So the great thing is you can watch the Suicide Squad, and then you can start watching Peacemaker, because I think you'd like both of them a lot. Okay. Yeah, they're really, really good, and I think they're both on Crave. They're very, very good stuff. But yeah, I'm excited for another season of Creature Commandos. Just get into my eyeballs right now. Just do it. Just do it. All right. So what's going on next week? Well, what's going on next week is we're going on vacation for a week. We're going to be off next week, but I'm not leaving you cold. I will leave you something short and sweet. My interview that I did for Sacramento with Michael Angarano and Michael Cera. Let's full disclosure. I thought I was going to get 10 minutes with the guys, and I got 4, and a bit of it I'm talking about my day job. So I got some questions in there, but we'll be talking about it next week. But until then, you can find me on Twitter.
Wait.
Yep.
I guess this would be a reminder. But HBO's The Last of Us returns on
Sunday.
April 13th. Yep.
And we are pumped.
Yes.
We're absolutely pumped. So when we come back, Chloe will give us a rundown of the first 2 episodes of that show.
Yeah.
But until then, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, and Blue Sky at The Steve Dead.
You can find me on Letterboxd at HoneyBunChloe.
You can find all of our episodes on stevestebbing.ca, or go to our YouTube and just search up Steve Stebbing or The Steve Dead. You can also find us on shiftheads.ca. And you can hear me every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Shane Hewitt, The Night Shift, on Toronto's News Talk 1010, found on the iHeartRadio network. Well, that empties out our list. So until 2 weeks, see you then.